Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So for today I have a video that's a bit TMI, but I do recommend for you to stick around and watch. Now for the guys, I do recommend for you to watch because this is important so you can know what your woman really goes through when it comes to giving birth. And for women, this may be helpful if you are expecting or if you one day want to have a baby, or for the women who have already gone through postpartum. I really hope you can relate to me if these things did happen to you. So today I will be speaking on 10 things no one really speaks about after you have your baby, so postpartum. So if you're interested in watching the video, please stay tuned. Number one, after pains. So no one really speaks on after pains. No one tells you that after you have your baby and your baby is on your chest, you actually have to push and deliver your placenta. Yes, you're pushing twice. No one really tells you when you start breastfeeding, you start to have contractions. So I honestly feel like that pain is worse than when giving birth, because let's say you are medicated during giving birth, you don't really feel too much pain. So the pains that come after giving birth are honestly one of the worst pains I've ever experienced. It's like having your period or having cramps times a million, honestly speaking. Number two, engorged breasts. Now, the only way that I'm able to explain engorged breasts is imagine having golf balls all over your breast, like inside your breast. That's the only way I can honestly explain it. So the milk builds up into these little balls, and honestly, you debate whether you should get up and pump so you can get some relief, or you stay sleeping so you can get rest before the baby wakes up. But honestly, engorged breasts are one of the worst things, and so many women speak about it. I've heard women where, even at my job, hey, do you have a room where we can pump? My breasts are very engorged. And I never really understood what that was about. After having baby Malia, I know that all too well. Number three, heavy bleeding. Now, I do recommend for you to always stay in the loop with your doctor. Heavy bleeding is very normal, but if you are bleeding too much, which it's different for different women, your doctor does need to know about it, but you will have blood clots that do come out. You will bleed and you will feel like you are dying. Like, this is very excessive. If you're just used to the blood of your menstrual cycle, no, it's like that times 100 when it comes to bleedings. Now, you have been holding a baby inside of you for all those months, so your body was pumping extra blood and your body needs to get rid of all that blood. So all that blood that was in your body is actually coming out at once, and that's why you will freak out when you see all of that blood. Number four, no one really spoke about how hard breastfeeding can be. Now, I knew it wasn't going to be an easy task, but no one told me about the engorged breasts. No one told me how exhausted I was going to be to breastfeed the baby. No one told me about the cracked nipples. Nobody told me about the bleeding nipples. No one spoke on those things. Once I was going through these things, I told myself, I am not built for this. And thank you, God. My friends told me, we promise everything will get better. And honestly speaking, after a couple weeks, breastfeeding was a breeze. But yes, no one really speaks about how hard breastfeeding can be. I honestly thought it's gonna be kind of like putting a bottle in the baby's mouth. No, like you need to be able to get a good latch for the baby. So I really took advantage of all the lactation nurses that were in my hospital, and they actually taught me how to breastfeed my baby. You can actually take classes before giving birth, but I honestly didn't think those were gonna be good for me, just because I didn't have a baby to actually practice on. So when I was in the hospital and I did give birth to the baby, I was actually able to practice, and I was actually able to get a really good latch, and it helped me out a lot. Number five, weak pelvic floor. So I know growing up, we always used to hear women who've already had babies, please don't make me laugh or I'm gonna pee myself. that didn't register to me too much growing up, but now I know what they mean. So whether you laugh, you sneeze, you cough, if you have a weak pelvic floor, you will leak. Now, in the beginning, I honestly had to always cross my legs when I was doing these things because I was scared that I was gonna leak. And most of the time I did. Now it's a bit better. But yes, because your baby is on you and all that weight is on you, your pelvic floor does get very, very sensitive. And that's why you have a weak pelvic floor. They do say if you do Kegel exercises, it helps a lot when it comes to that. Number 6, postpartum hair loss. Now, I speak on this a lot on my Instagram, even on some of my videos I've spoken about it. So yes, postpartum hair loss. I knew I was gonna shed some hair because I naturally shed hair. Everyone naturally sheds hair, but I did not know I was going to be in my shower crying because of all the hair that I was losing. But it is normal. I've seen so many videos, I've spoken to so many people, me and my friends exchange notes, and literally postpartum hair loss is a real thing and it happens to many, many women. Number 7, how your belly looks. So I honestly thought, you know, my belly was gonna look like a deflated balloon, but I thought it was gonna be flat. The first couple of days, maybe week, I felt like I looked like a pregnant woman who was 3 to 4 months in. And I may post some pictures, I may not, I'm not 100% sure. But yes, honestly, your belly still looks pretty big. And I learned that your uterus is a certain size and it expands when the baby is growing inside of you. And after you give birth, you need to let that muscle, which is your uterus, come back to its normal size. That's why your belly is still very big. But I wasn't expecting that after giving birth. Number 8, this is very TMI, but it is very, very real and raw. Going to the toilet. Now, honestly speaking, I was more afraid of going to the toilet than pushing out my baby. With pushing out my baby, I told myself, oh my goodness, my baby's gonna be with me. There was just all this adrenaline, all this excitement. I was in an epidural, so I wasn't really feeling too much pain at the end of it. So that was fine. But to think and to know that I had to use the bathroom was a nightmare. They do give you stool softeners to help you out in the process, but just to know that you need to use the bathroom is something I honestly cannot explain. Now, it's different for different women. Now, I did tear, the baby tore me, and I did have to get stitches. So that's why I was in more pain. And it honestly took me about a week for me to use the bathroom and go number 2. I know TMI, but honestly, if you speak to a lot of women who have had babies, and this is one thing that they will tell you, it is frightening to go to the bathroom. Number 9, sitting down. Now, like I stated before, I was torn and I did need to get stitches. So it was very uncomfortable. There was like this burning heat sensation down there every time I sat down. So I only could lay down. Even when I breastfed, I had to be on top of a pillow with pillows next to me, and that was the only way that I was a bit comfortable when it came to sitting down. Sitting down is just very uncomfortable after giving birth. And number 10 is leaking. Now, before giving birth, you know, I was looking up YouTube videos and I was seeing what I needed or all these things. And one of the things was, you know, that was spoken about was leaky boobs. Now, I will tell you this. My breasts are not that big, so I thought to myself, hey, I'm probably not gonna produce a lot of milk. I think I am okay. And boy, was I wrong. I honestly was going through laundry like never before because I was leaking so much. My breast milk came in like no tomorrow. So I did invest in the breast pads, which I will link down below, and those helped me a lot. Until this day, I am currently using them because I am producing a lot of milk. Now, these are just 10 things, and there are so much more things that no one really speaks about, but I will tell you guys this. No matter the leaky boobs, the not going to the bathroom, the pain, the breastfeeding, everything that I've just spoken about, losing my hair, I do not care. I prayed to God for this baby, and I was willing to deal with all of the consequences or all of the pains or whatever came my way so I can have my baby with me. A lot of you guys know we went through fertility treatment, and just the fact that we have our baby girl here with us is a miracle. Please subscribe and stay tuned, because I will be speaking on my fertility journey. Now, I do just have to work up the courage to go into detail when it comes to that. So just make sure you're subscribed. Please make sure you like this video, and please leave comments down below. I would love to start a comment thread on some of the things that you ladies have experienced, or guys, some of the things that you've seen your ladies go through, or maybe mamas who are expecting. If you want to get into more detail, just comment down below and we can have a chat. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.